It's time now for Spears on Sports with John Spears, presented by M&M Carnage. And now, here's Johnny.
What's up, Scoot?
What's up, Tony?
What is today? Tuesday, November the 4th?
Oh, you have no idea. We know that.
You know what I'm drinking over here today?
Coffee?
Diet Mountain Dew.
What?
I told
Gotten into you.
I listened to Sunrise with Scoots this morning, and I was up way before the show ever started. I was in the gym because my carbon monoxide thing was beeping last night. Woke me up 4 o'clock in the morning, and you know what? It's hard to go back to bed when you're worried about carbon monoxide in your house.
I get the worry.
Oh, my goodness. That's why I'm on the Diet Mountain Dew today. Welcome in, everybody. 2 days in a row. The big guy on his way back from Athens, Georgia, with not a very good feeling on that bus coming back for the Bellarmine Knights. But welcome to the show today. It's all Scoot. It's all Tony. It's a Game Day Men's Health Line. I love saying this because I'm a terrible reader when I do things randomly. But the text line today is Game Day Men's Health. And it's Game Day Men's Health is redefining men's wellness. No shortcuts, just results. Testosterone, peptides, weight loss, sexual performance therapy. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Defining the new era of men's health. And right now, I could use peptides. I could use testosterone. I could use about anything that keeps me jacked up. But I'm glad to be here, Scoot. You know, yesterday was really easy because we could have done another hour and a half. We didn't even get to pro football yesterday, so I'd like to get to that today. Some college basketball. I loved listening to you this morning, talking about the college basketball.
It's a fun slate.
It's a great time of the year, man. You still have pro football, pro basketball. You've got college football, your Hoosiers, and now you have college basketball. And I love college basketball, man. And there was a couple snoozers. Last night I texted you this morning. I tried to watch the U of L game. I had 3 TVs on. I had it on the big TV for a very short period of time. I don't know how long you hung with it, but I didn't hang very long with it.
I got out when it was 53-13.
That's
I said I've seen enough.
I don't know if South Carolina State was really that bad or they were overwhelmed or what happened. But I think Matt over there sitting with you, me, you, Spears, and Dugan could have scored 2 points in the first 11 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And it was really – I thought about going to the game the other night, but that 9 o'clock kind of took me off of that. And, man, I'm just telling you, that was not fun to watch. And it couldn't be much fun to play in if you were a Cardinal.
I mean, if you're a Louisville fan, I think it's probably a lot of fun to watch. I mean, take it from me. You mentioned my Indiana football team. Am I not enjoying a 55-10 win over Maryland or a 63-10 win over Illinois? Heck yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's awesome. Let's just blitzkrieg these fools. And that's what you got with Louisville last night. I guarantee Louisville fan had a blast watching it.
Well, if it wasn't at 9 o'clock, it would have been more fun, I think, for the Louisville fans.
Probably so.
But you see really good things. But, you know, I always look at it from a coach's perspective. What are you getting out of the game? A lot of people get to play, guys that don't. You know, Roos had 20 points last night and 7 rebounds.
Yeah.
So, but I was really disappointed in how bad that South Carolina State was. But I was there for the Bucknell scrimmage, exhibition, whatever you want to call it. And you were talking, I'm referring to a lot of stuff I heard you say this morning, and I agree with you. McNeely is going to be a guy the Cardinals love.
God,
his fans are going to love. It is a pretty shot.
So beautiful.
And it's a quick release.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to have a big, big year. But something I just want to stop real quick because I forgot to do what I wanted to come on here and do to start this show. I want to apologize to Buzz and Patrick Murphy yesterday for the texts that were sent in. When you're the substitute guy and you're not paying attention and you're all jacked up and you got a million things to talk about and guys send texts in, well, we were not ignoring those texts. We just missed them because we had so much going on.
We'll make sure we're better today.
Yeah, so
it's kind of on me too. I told you that yesterday. You don't have a text line login. I should have known that, so it's on me as well.
Yeah,
but we'll get them today.
Well, South Carolina State, 25 turnovers last night. That's not going to win many games for you. And one player in double figures with 11. And I've got credentials for Thursday. I'll be there for Jackson State. Did you see what happened to Jackson State last night?
Yeah, who did they play?
Illinois.
Oh, yeah.
113 to 55.
Gross.
And that's what's coming up next after South Carolina State. Kentucky's on the horizon for the Cardinals. I think you'd want a little more competition than this just to get
a week from today.
Yeah. So I think I think you really want to get more competition to find where you are. Kansas exposed some things that first exhibition game, which I think helped the Cardinals. I think, you look at Kentucky losing to Georgetown. You need those kind of games. In past, you've played these exhibition games against Sullivan and, Spalding and Boyce and all those schools, and you get nothing out of it. And I think going back to the Kansas game, that helped Louisville more than anything. Bucknell wasn't bad, but, boy, that team was bad last night. I don't know why I'm rambling on that, but Cardinal fans, number 11 in the country, I think there's going to be really good things happening this year. And as long as the inside play holds up, Scoot, I think the Cardinals will have a big year in the ACC.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, they've got enough talent on this team that they're going to take a ton of threes. Now, they only took 32 last night. What's wrong with this offense? But they're just going to jack them up. I mean, night in and night out. And that's the thing, is they have a bunch of guys that can knock them down. So if you like the long ball and you're a Louisville fan, you're going to love what you see this year.
They're playing the NBA brand of basketball this year because shooters all around the floor. And you got to have shooters at these days. I tell you what, it sounds stupid, but threes add up faster than twos. And when you go on a run hitting threes, all of a sudden the game stretches out, or you get back into the game because you're shooting the three so well. And those guys have proved in the past, those transfers that have come in, they can shoot it. So Cardinals looking forward to the Jackson State Tigers and a big one Thursday night. And why I'm still on the snoozers that I was saying, I had John synced. I always do this. I take the radio broadcast. I try to hook it up to the ESPN app, to the ESPN Plus, and I did it last night. And Bellarmine actually looked good coming out in the game. They had the lead early. They did some nice things. But when Georgia started pressing, they started denying them the ball. Bellarmine just kept turning it over. And one of John's concerns when he was in here talking about it was the guard play and quickness, and I saw it last night. It might translate into a Sun, but, boy, it didn't translate last night. They had 22 turnovers in the game, and most of them were live ball turnovers, and Georgia just kept scoring. And before you know it, it's a 30 and 40-point game. And unfortunately, I turned it off. Jack Karasinski had 23 points and 8 rebounds, but, man, they were 8 for 28 from the three-point line. And
it'll be a long year.
I don't want to sound negative about this, but I'm going to ask your opinion because I know what my opinion is on this. You bring in the coach in waiting, who is part of the program, and not just Bellarmine. I'm going with any of the schools. Stephen Pearl.
Sure.
Last night, I watched the end of that game. When I saw that Bethune-Cookman was winning the game, at the end of the game, I went over to ESPN Plus and watched the end of the game. A brand new coach who was coaching waiting for his dad. And he looked like he was lost standing over. When they showed him, he had blank looks on his face, and they were lucky. They were showing the fans at the end of the game, and they had their hands on their head, and it was just a disgusted look. And luckily for the Tigers down there on the Plains, they pulled that game out in overtime against a Bethune-Cookman team that they were a 25-point favorite on.
Yeah. And
I'm just concerned about the Bellarmine situation, that when you take someone on your staff when things are going bad, and I don't want anybody to come down on me because I've done Bellarmine games. I'm a Bellarmine fan. I go to the games. But the concern to me is you're not changing anything. You're just putting a different person in there, and you've only won 13 games in the last year. Your opinion on that, Scoot?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, especially when, like, the Bellarmine, both situations, really. You look at your dad that just walked away. I mean, Scotty he's a legend here in Louisville.
Oh, he is.
Bruce Pearl, anywhere he's been, has been a legend. I mean, so not only are you taking over for your dad, but you're taking over for legendary coaches. And that is not an easy thing to do. The expectations a lot of times in those situations are just through the roof, whether fair or not. That's how they fall. So, I mean, it's always going to be tough when you're placed into a situation like that. But I think both of these guys, in the long run, might be okay. I actually like the situation that Doug's in more than Steven. I mean, I think I could see Steven going 2-3 years at Auburn, not having much success at all and being let go. Whereas I think Bellarmine, with the relationship they had with Scotty, they'll show a little bit more patience with Doug, give him a few more years to get things under control and playing at a pretty high clip. And I think they have the opportunity to do that.
No, and I don't disagree with you there. I think Doug Davenport's in a better spot than Stephen Pearl. I agree with you there because Auburn's had success. Now you're coming in to a successful program, and if you can't keep it to that level, then people are going to get upset. And it's early. They have some talented players. I think it's Pettiford or whatever.
Yep.
He came back, and the Hall kid's a transfer. He's big time. So Auburn will be fine, and you got to adjust to it the different way. And I think Bellarmine will be fine in the ASUN. Their talent looked better. They just got to get some quickness. And my whole thing is I love the way Bellarmine plays and reverses the ball, but they do it too much. They don't get downhill to the basket enough and get those shots. And that's what worries me. And, boy, it just went south in the second half for the Knights last night. So
it did. I
just wanted to get that right. While we're talking college basketball, boy, that Arizona-Florida game
was awesome.
That's the one I had on the main screen. You could move the football game over. I had the Louisville basketball game. I had the Bellarmine game on. I was working hard last night, enjoying myself, man. But that Arizona-Florida game, and, man, how good is Pete?
He's awesome.
Oh, man, that freshman, he had 30 last night, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists.
I meant to mention on my show this morning, his older brother, Andrus, is actually a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Yes.
Learned that this morning.
There are 7 of them that played college sports. He's got sisters that are Division I basketball players, brothers that are basketball players, a brother that's a pro athlete, and he's the youngest. And you know what normally happens when you're the youngest of a bunch of good athletes? A lot of times you become the best athlete because you watch them. Mm-hmm. They work with you. And if you love the game or whatever sports, you like being there anyway as a little kid. I grew up with my dad playing sports. He played almost every night of the week, and he was in his early 20s when I was born, and that's how my love for sports started. I sat on benches at basketball games and softball games and did all those things, and he took me to football games and basketball games as a young child, and I luckily grew up that way. And I think when you're the youngest of a bunch of good athletes, man, it's hard to miss unless they just wear you out and you get sick of them. But Arizona, Florida changed their guards. The guys all left, and then Aberdeen left and went to Kentucky. And the 2 guards I think are going to be really good. Boogie Flan, we saw him at Arkansas. He was hurt. He had thumb surgery last year. Boogie Flan's going to run that team. And Zavarian Lee.
Are you worried about Boogie at all? Because I am a little bit.
He didn't look good last night, did he?
No.
I don't know if it was a change of scenery, if he tries to do too much. But, I'm going to agree with you there. I love Florida's big guys. Yeah. They've got most of the big guys back from last year.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're very talented. They can do a lot of different things, and they have a lot of size. Hof doesn't look like that, how it's spelt. The big guy, he had 27 points for him last night. But their guys that they use in that rotation are really good. And I think Florida, they're the 3, they're ranked 3rd to start the season, defending champions. And when you wear national champions on your warm-up, Scoot, you better play well.
Yeah.
They had it on their pants and had it on their warm-up tops. They were cool looking.
I thought they played well. I mean, you just ran into a buzzsaw with Koa Pete.
No, you did. And
by the way, my main complaint with Florida this year, it's going to be all year long. It was the same as last year. I want to see Oliver Ryu in a game more than I need air.
Tell him who he is. People don't know who he is.
7'10" guy into the game. I don't care if he stinks. Put him down on the low block. Put his hands in the air. Nobody's getting a shot off over that dude.
Leave him on the defensive end. He doesn't have to run down the court.
No.
They can play 4-on-5 at the other.
I want to see that guy on the floor more than anything.
I love it, man. Jalen Bradley had 27 for Arizona too, and that game came down to the wire.
Mm-hmm.
And Boogie Flan had a good shot with 40 seconds to shoot a three to tie the game, and didn't make it. And the Wildcats from Arizona. Did you hear them talking before the game about the films? How the coaches, usually trade films.
Mm-mm.
Arizona, both games were exhibition games that were on TV, so they had film.
Mm-hmm.
Florida played 2 closed practice scrimmages, and what's the coach at? Dang, I forgot the coach the name of Florida.
Todd Gold.
Yeah, he did not send anything to Arizona, and they weren't happy about it because they didn't have film. They didn't trade film. So there was a little bit of animosity to start the game. But
so you're telling me it was karma why Arizona won?
I think it might have been.
Although, let me ask you this, because I said this on Just the Cats, and you've had a coaching background. In that first game of the season, is it even about the opponent? Like, for instance, I said with Kentucky tonight, Mark Stoops probably isn't scouting Nicholls State. He may have their top 2 or 3 players marked down that they need to watch out for. But outside of that, isn't it a much more concentrated effort on making sure your guys are ready to go and ready to run the stuff that you've implemented in the offseason?
Yeah, that's why they play those exhibition games, so you can do that. I think with the Arizona-Florida game, maybe a little different because you know it's going to be a good team, and you might do a little, but you're right. No, every coach will tell you we're more worried about what we've implemented right now. We probably don't have everything in, so the stuff we want to run it well, and defensively, let's play well. Let's do the little things right, try not to turn the ball over, and move on from there. But you hit the nail on the head right there. I'm going to agree with you. You worry about your own guys early in the year. As it goes on, when you get into conference play too, you know your opponents pretty well, even if it's a lot of transfers. But the transfer portal makes it hard anyway to watch these teams and do that stuff. Yeah. So let's go ahead and take the first break of the day. You're listening to Spears on Sports on the Big X. we're back here on the Big X. Spears on Sports without John Spears. It's Scoot and Tony show today.
Work on ball, baby.
That's exactly what it was. Yesterday was a lot of fun. We zipped right through it, but we'll hit a couple more college basketballs, and I'd like to get to pro football because we did nothing on pro football yesterday and feel kind of bad, but we had so much to talk about that we never got to it. So
we do have a couple texts as well, though.
yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Before we even get to it.
Buzz text in says, no problem, guys. My wife ignores me, too. I am not sure last night's game did much for U of L. How do they handle prosperity? We know about adversity. Prosperity can make you believe you're better than you are.
Yeah, but you know going into that game when you're a 34.5-point favorite that kids aren't stupid. I mean, they look at that. They shouldn't be looking at point spreads, but they know that they're going to, if they do anything, they're going to win that game big. So, yeah, I mean, you can get full of yourself, but it's got with the schedule they have coming up with Kentucky, Tennessee down the road. They've got Cincinnati on there. They've got good teams. So they're going to build it up. And I know Pat Kelsey's not going to worry about what really happened in that game and maybe what happens Thursday unless they throw a stinker in there. But they're preparing. Don't you think they're preparing for Kentucky right now?
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
no doubt.
They got a whole week to work on whatever they want to do. Not show. They don't have to show a lot, but what they do in practice. So, yeah. Any other texts here?
Yep, next texter, little troll job here, says, wow, plenty of good seats still available for the Yum Yum Sauce Center. How sad for a supposed big-time program in Louisville.
Well, it was a 9 o'clock game on Monday night. You're a 34.5-point favorite. That's why I didn't go. I didn't want to go at 9 o'clock, go downtown and for a game that you know is going to be a stinker. But it did look like a red out, though, because there was a lot of red seats. What else you got, Scoot? Anything else on there? Okay. Hey, we didn't get to the BYU-Villanova game.
That was fun as well.
That was the second game of the Hall of Fame series out there in Las Vegas. Number 8 BYU beats Villanova 71-66. Didn't realize I forgot that Kevin Willard was the head coach for Villanova.
Yeah, same.
What? I know what I think. What do you think of Kevin Willard? Has he been that good over the years at the places he's been? Maryland, Seton Hall.
I mean, not really.
He doesn't move the needle, does he?
No. Yeah, he does absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah, and Villanova, who's trying to get back to prominence. I mean, Jay Wright, either winning or being there every year with Villanova. And Villanova's not a big school and all that good stuff, but they've been down, and they really haven't. And that's a really good BYU team last night.
The bandsaw was so fun.
I saw him here at Louisville over at St. X's junior year, the made hoops. He came in, and you look at him, he's lanky, he's long, he can shoot it. And his game is really set for the NBA. And you saw that last night, played very well in the second half. He had 21 points and 6 rebounds.
If you drop him and Koa Pete into the NBA right now, who has more success?
Pete's so strong, but DeBoncia, he's just a super. He's a guy that could go on and be an NBA big-time All-Star.
Sure.
Way his game is. He translates through the whole NBA game. But yeah, BYU. I was a little like, BYU's not as good as everybody's pumping it to be. But after watching them last night, Keita, Saunders, they got a good team, man. That team in the Big 12 is going to cause a lot of problems.
Was it Villanova that had Devin Askew?
Yes.
How's that possible?
I heard you this morning. He was out. He's played for Texas. It's like Long Beach State. One of those deals with COVID, being hurt, moving on. But yeah, I didn't realize. I wasn't watching the game really hard at the time. I was getting ready to go to bed like you at halftime. I was wore out, man. I couldn't stay awake, and I didn't even realize he was out there on the court. But when you said that, I was listening this morning. I wanted to yell at you, Scoot. He's played for everybody in the country, man.
I mean, it's incredible.
You were talking about Bryce Hopkins.
Yeah.
But Bryce Hopkins lost a year to injury at Providence. He had a knee injury, and he missed a whole year. And so those guys are old Kentucky players. Bryce Hopkins is the kind of guy that I thought was going to be a super player. And he was really good at Providence, but injuries have gotten him. And that let's pay our players at St. John's. That I listened to you this morning on that too. I hate to keep referencing you, but that's what I was going to talk about. St. John's has a ton of talent. I was going to go place a bet on St. John's the other day and never made it to win it all because I think they're that talented.
No, you still can.
Oh, I'm going to. Don't worry. I might have lost a little odds waiting off on it, but yeah. Villanova plays BYU strong. BYU's a good team. Kentucky tonight. We'll go over this real quick. 29.5-point favorite. Nicholls State. Can you know their nickname?
Ooh, I don't.
Colonels.
I would have never.
Colonels are coming to Kentucky. They're from the Southland Conference. They had a pretty good year last year, but they've got a ton. They got 10 transfers on their team, so who knows what they'll be. Supposedly, they're going to play. They got a new coach. They're going to play fast. They're going to shoot the three. They're going to spread you out. How does that translate against the Kentucky team tonight? Who knows? If they want to play fast, yeah. I don't think you play fast when you're the big underdog. If you do that, you better make your shots.
Well, in Kentucky, I'm anxious to see how they're going to be able to play without Jalen Lowe and Denzel Aberdeen. I guess both those guys are out tonight, which I don't know. I figured they'd be playing, but that's on me, I guess. So I don't know how Kentucky operates because they don't have, without those guys and without JQ being ready, they don't have the depth that they're going to have a month from now.
Yeah, Colin Chandler's not your point guard.
No.
He's not a point guard. Him and Jasper Johnson are going to run the point. And as long as Nicholls State doesn't have just a crazy type of game thrown in the basket, I think those guys will be very, adequate tonight to play that game. Like I said, you're a 30-point favorite basically. So we'll see. Kentucky looked great in that first exhibition game against Purdue, and they did not look very good against Georgetown. But I still firmly believe, I watched that game, went back and watched it, that Georgetown will do very well in Big East this year. So just wanted to hit that real quick. Let's talk a little pro football real quick.
Let's do it.
Let's work backwards. Last night's game.
Yep.
Man.
Basically.
What in the world is going on in Dallas? I mean, Stephen A. was there, baby. He was up there with Jerry.
What was he saying?
He trashes. He's a Cowboys fan that trashes them all the time. Yeah. And then he's up in Jerry's box shaking his hand, patting him on the back.
Well, that's what I was talking to the roommate about it. If you're Stephen A., what are you telling him? Because I have to imagine it was something along the lines of, hey, look, Jerry, I don't want to talk crap about you all, but until you give me a reason to not do that, that's what I'm going to keep doing. It's like, and I brought up the example, it's like if Mark Stoops came up to me and was like, hey, can you stop talking bad about our program? I'd look at Mark and I'd be like, do something to make me not want to talk bad about your program, and I won't. I have to think that's what Stephen A. was saying.
Yeah, because reporters report the news, guys that are on TV, guys on the radio. I mean, you got to be honest. Even if you're a fan of the team, if you're doing the, Michael Bennett, huge Kentucky guy, everything, you got to tell the truth. You can't be a homer and say, well, he's doing a great job when he's doing a crappy job.
Yep.
I mean, that's not what it's about. You got to be honest, and if you're not honest, you shouldn't be doing this type of stuff. And going overboard sometimes, people do, but you got to, the one thing that was what Tom Jurich was terrible at was you didn't say anything bad about Tom Jurich, or he cut you off. I mean, he wouldn't let you in to do anything at U of L, and that's not the way it works. When things aren't going good, hey, you got to stand up and take it. When things are going good, you take all the glory. I mean, I hate that. I hate that when people do that. But Cardinals in their 5-game losing streak last night, your boy Jacoby Brissett in there playing quarterback, and Gannon said that Kyler Murray's going to be the quarterback when he comes back, and Brissett's done a good job for him.
He's been awesome, yeah.
And threw for 262 and 2 touchdowns last night.
I'd probably be a little upset if I were him and they were going to replace me with Murray. I get Murray's the guy, but I don't know. Brissett's played really well. It's kind of like the situation down in Carolina. Like Dowdle's been incredible at that running back spot. But now Chuba Hubbard's coming back, and Dowdle's going back to the bench. Like, what? I couldn't have done any better. Reward me for that.
Yeah, definitely. So the big news in pro football, 38-7. Jaden Daniels is in the game. I'm sitting there watching it. I had it on Sunday night going, what's he in the game for? And then I saw him laying on the ground. And Dan Quinn, I mean, you had to, if you're the head coach, take the blame. I mean, 38-7. I listened to Jeff Saturday this morning, and a guy that played in the NFL forever. He said when they had Peyton Manning, they had a shirt that said 3 seconds and out, or I don't know exactly what it said, but basically, do not take a hit, do not hang on to the ball too long. And he said that when Aaron Rodgers the same way, and they were kind of arguing with him a little bit. He goes, I know these young guys want to run the ball. They want to make a play when things break down, but you have to stay away from getting hurt, doing extra things. And boy, the Red Commander Skins football team is a team that thought they were going to be playing for the maybe go to the Super Bowl this year. And boy, things have gone south, and now they've really gone south with Jaden Daniels dislocating his elbow. I mean, how can you? I know what he would say, what he says. He says we're trying to build some stuff. We're trying to get everybody on the same page. But, boy, when you lose your star young quarterback, I mean,
it's tough.
Fans have to be just beside themselves. So there was a lot of great games. Did you watch the Chiefs-Bills game? You watch much of that?
Chiefs? Oh, yeah, basically the whole thing.
I hate to go back to the weekend 2 days later, but we didn't talk about that. But, man, you look out there and Josh Allen, he can beat him. He can always beat him during the season, but he can't beat him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And he set the record for most rushing touchdowns. He passed Cam Newton on that in that game, which, he scores, but
That's
you don't.
Insane.
That is. And, I was writing stuff down. Oh, man, all this stuff. Maxwell Harrison's interception and stuff. But Bills hold on, win that one. The game of the weekend. Bears and the Bengals.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
I have some family members and friends I was with Saturday night that were going to the Bengals games. Big Bengal fans, just trying to get the Bengals back on the right page. But Joe Flacco's been super, man. He for what they needed was perfect. But you know what the Bengals need is a defense.
Yeah.
And they don't have a defense.
I don't know how there hasn't been any movement on the coaching staff. You've got to do something at this point, right? I mean, the offense it's very similar to last year. They're just putting up a ton of points even without Joe Burrow, and you're still allowing more than you're getting. And it's just unacceptable at this point. And I heard that the defensive coaches, they refused to answer questions after the game as well. Just that's cowardly.
Yeah, when Flacco throws for 474 touchdowns, and then you get that onside kick, you go down and score, and defense has got to hold up. And they would have probably kicked the field goal anyway after the pass, but Loveland catches that pass. Two guys hit him and fall down.
Have you seen the picture?
No, I haven't seen
of that. There's a picture floating around where it's just like it shows both Bengal guys on the side of him. And it's like the Bengals allowed a touchdown on this play. And you look at the picture like, what? How?
As a Bengals fan, leaving that stadium that day had to be everything's – Bengal fans get crushed all the time. And then they get to the point where they expect more, go to the Super Bowl, have good teams with Joe Burrow. And when your defense is that bad and your offense is that good, boy, it's a shame. Caleb Williams played pretty well in that game.
Yeah, he did.
So
had a receiving touchdown.
Yeah, he did. You know what? Only against the Bengals can that happen. They lose to the Jets on a pitch out pass. They get a reverse pass to the quarterback. I think you could run any play you want against the Bengals, and it's going to work sooner or later. But yeah, the Bears hang on there. My Vikings. Hey, how about my Vikings and J.J. McCarthy? What's your thoughts on J.J.?
He looked really good. Unfortunately for me, screwed me out of a parlay. So. Thank you, Vikings. Appreciate that. But no, he was awesome in his first game back. Couple touchdown passes. I didn't know what to expect out of him coming back into the fold, but he's good. And look, he's got all kinds of guys to throw to, and that's a huge advantage for a young quarterback like him.
Yeah, it does help. I'm gonna hit a few games real quick. Your Steelers against the Colts.
Big time.
Daniel Jones has a great game. Besides for interceptions, they shut down Jonathan Taylor, your MVP guy. Did you bet Jonathan Taylor?
No.
Okay, good. That game didn't help him.
No.
With 14 carries for 45 yards. Steelers defense getting better.
Yeah.
And
6 takeaways.
A lot of things good there for them. I was looking at New England beats Atlanta 24-23. Romo misses an extra point.
Jeez.
They lose by one. Falcons are just our Falcons, what we liked, are just snake bit. They can't do anything right.
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay Packers, they sure helped everybody in that division, didn't they? With the Vikings beating the Lions.
Do they have the two worst losses of the season with the Browns and the Panthers?
They're 5-2-1, and those are their two losses.
Yeah,
which
crazy.
is just bizarre. Tucker Kraft, man, done for the season. He's been phenomenal. Torn ACL. Raiders lose again.
No
30-29. They have a chance. Cam Little kicks a 68-yard field goal. NFL record.
Could have hit it from 70.
Oh.
Well, and then Aubrey had the chance to tie it last night.
Had plenty of distance, didn't he?
I'm sitting there thinking, what is Cam Little thinking about this? He has the NFL record for less than 24 hours, but then Aubrey shanks it. And it doesn't matter.
My boy, the Todd father, the Bengals fan, just ouch and a few comments, man. Whew, that's just some brutal stuff. But a lot of stuff in the NFL. That's what we're going to hit on. We're done with that right now. So we'll take our second break. We'll come back with some birthdays and some little things here and there that we need to hit on. And you're listening to Spears on Sports on the Big X. I'll tell you what, I'm jacked up on Diet Mountain Dew today. You've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. You don't wake up that early. You get excited, man.
Woo! I'm with.
Well, Scoot, I didn't give out the phone number. I'm not always on page here, but we're going to shut it down anyway.
Shut it down.
There we go. I had to get that in there. Make sure we got that in there. So there's a lot of things. Before we get to the birthdays here, I just wanted to bring this up. Women's college basketball today. 4 o'clock, Tennessee plays North Carolina State, but that's not the game. At 5:30, Louisville plays UConn. So ESPN is carrying the University of Louisville versus UConn women's game. UConn, the number 1 team in the country, and Louisville, the number 20 team in the country. So Jeff Walls and the Cardinals go right into the fire, man. That was supposed to be one of those military. I think it was
over in Germany.
Yeah, it was in Germany, right? But since the shutdown and everything, they had to move the game.
So are they playing it?
That's what I need to look at right now. It's the Armed Forces game, and where's it say here?
Oh, if you have YouTube, you can't watch it anyway. So.
Oh, I can. It's at Alumni Hall, which is on at the Naval Academy. So must be a smaller venue that they're putting it on. But the Cards they jump right into the fire to start the season with number 1 UConn. So that'd be fun if you don't have YouTube television and you want to watch those games. They got to get that fixed.
They do.
And I can't believe right now YouTube's just not getting pounded with people saying, I'm out, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got beat by it yesterday for the first time trying to watch the Duke Baylor women's game, middle of the day. Hopped on YouTube TV, couldn't find it.
Oh, man. I did not realize that till I was out the other night, and so buddies were like, we were at the Breeders' Cup thing. We couldn't watch some of the football games because they had YouTube television, which is that stinks when you have all those games and everything you want to watch, and just kind of ruins your day. So, hey, let's go ahead and do birthday, Scoot.
Okay, how about it? Let's do it. I wasn't ready, but here we go.
Man, got a good one to start this one. They're okay, but the first one, all right. Guess whose birthday it is? Matthew McConaughey, 56 years old.
Brother of Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, and a huge Texas Longhorn fan. How's he get on the sideline and not, who is he? Just because he's Matthew McConaughey, he's always on the sideline.
That's it.
Yeah.
You don't need any other credentials.
No, you can name every movie he's done. He's a good actor. Pretty cool dude. Probably a good dude to sit around and drink a few beers with.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, he's the first one on the board. Ralph Macchio. And you know who Ralph Macchio is, don't you?
Definitely sounds familiar.
Oh, Karate Kid.
Oh, Karate Kid, yeah.
64 years old, man. I'm getting old. He's 2 years older than me. I would have never guessed that. My birthday was the other day. I'm only 62. I always thought 62 was old.
He was really good in Cobra Kai as well. Did you watch any of that?
I never watched that.
It's pretty good.
It just kind of didn't look like something I wanted to watch, but it is good.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
Well, cool. Walter Cronkite. Now, Walter's been dead. Don't care how old, but you talk about a legend, iconic figure. Walter Cronkite. Anybody that's old, a lot of the young kids don't know who he is. Reporter, news, CBS. Some of the most iconic things, easy for me to say, Walter Cronkite would have been 800 years old today. Comedian Kathy Griffin. You want to get the meter out on Kathy Griffin? She's 65 years old.
Yeah, I'll get it out. Hold up. Let me see. We'll do 2.5.
2.5. That's about where I would have get. She's
the redhead.
One of those ones that's she was very funny, but kind of said some things I think that got her really out of the mainstream. Somebody that's old, but you got to move back into the day. Night Court. Marky Post is 75 years old. The original Night Court. Marky Post was in my book,
4.
4? Yeah. She back in the day, she had the hair, and she had a lot of other things too that went really well with the hair, which usually worked pretty well. Not a lot in sports. Des Bryant, 37 years old.
He should still be playing. What the heck?
Yeah, the Salvation Army thing he climbed into the one time, got fined for that. Had the marker, pulled it out of his sock. Interesting dude, Dev Bryant. Sure. Devin Hester, 43 years old, the old Bear, kick returner, probably one of the best kick returners ever.
The best, in my opinion.
The best. We'll go with the best then, because that's what Scoot says. And I missed one. I missed one off to the side. Diddy's 56 today. All right, we'll move on.
I shouldn't have even been brought up.
He's in the news. Tyrese Maxey is 25 years old today. You know what Tyrese, you know where he is in the scoring in the NBA right now?
Got to be top 5.
He's first.
Is he first?
35.3, leads the NBA in scoring. Former University of Kentucky player who I love watching. He's got the whole game, man. He puts it on the floor. He gets to the hole. He pulls up. And he always has a smile on his face. Looks like he's having fun. So
it's supposed to be fun.
It is, and especially when you're getting paid millions of dollars to do something you would do, I would do for free. My wife used to always get on me, why are you playing in the men's league on Sunday night with a hurt ankle and shoulder? And I go, because I want to. I love playing. John always gives me heck. You still play softball, Tony? I go, yes, I play 15 over and 16 over. He's gone and watched, and he's like, you're an idiot. But the idiots to me, and sorry idiots out there, are the people in their 60s and 70s that are playing pickleball, and the orthopedics have gone up there 600% on their injuries because everybody thinks they can play pickleball. And if you're competitive, and you will get hurt because you're going to cut, you're going to jump, you're going to do it. I do not play pickleball after 3 knee surgeries, 3 shoulder surgeries, an ankle, a back, and a new hip. But I'll still play softball.
Did not have pickleball hate on my bingo card.
You didn't?
Today.
So,
no.
Pickleball, there's some people out there hating on me right now. You don't know because you don't play pickleball. I have played pickleball. I'm not a bad pickleball player, but I know what my knee or my ankle or something's going to do when I'm getting to that one ball that I know I can get to. And next thing I know, I'm back in the orthopedics office. And I did tell you, I don't know if I said this on the show the other day. I went for my lower back. I have degenerative arthritis, which I'm probably going to get a shot in my back. And I've been there for so many injuries that the guy that's the physical therapist that's still there, he's been there and he's getting ready to leave. And he said, Tony, they should put a plaque of you up on the wall. I said, yeah, my orthopedic, I said the back of his boat says the Mr. Tony B. So I've paid a lot of bills to the orthopedic people over there, the back surgeries, and now the hip people. So, hey, but things are good, man. Worked out this morning, heading to the pool a little bit later today, swim some laps.
Life's good for old Tony B.
It is, man. Get to come in here and do the show every morning, get to do some radio on Friday nights, and hopefully, so the basketball season starts, we'll do some more. But let's hit some tidbits here.
You have a text from Buzz. I want to
go
get
ahead,
to first. He says, when I watched the U of L Virginia Tech football game, the Virginia Tech fans showed the Cards fans how to support a team. Whoa.
Wow. I heard Matt the other day talking to Michael, and he's a youngster. And this is where the age group gets done. There's nobody right or wrong here. But Matt was producing, and he said that Kentucky fans, football fans, don't support the program, basically. And Michael, Kentucky football fans are the greatest football fans over the last 50 years for the worst teams. They've always had good crowds. They've always tried to support, and they want to be good in football. But Mark Stoops got them to where they thought they could never get, and now the hill going downhill on a slide. Louisville fans do not support the football team when they're losing.
Right. They're
there now. It's just the landscape of college sports. As an Indiana fan, you'd gone up there 5 or 6 years ago. How much you going to pay for a ticket?
$18.
Yeah, and probably have a pretty good seat.
Yeah.
It just the way it works in college sports these days. When you have a 70-inch television at your house, you have multiple televisions. You can drink your own beer, have your own snacks. You can get to the bathroom. And when the game's over, if it's a late-night game, if Indiana's playing Ohio State at 9 o'clock, game's over at 11, you got to work early in the morning. You turn the television off and you go to bed. If you go to the game, even at the Yum Center, and you're in town, it's going to take you a while to get out of there. It's going to take you a ride home. By the time you get home and settle in, get to bed, it's late, man.
Yeah.
So it's hard. If you're winning, people will do that. If you're losing, they don't want to make that ride home. I mean, it's you just get pounded. All right, let me hit a few things. My Oilers lost again last night in the last minute and whatever, so that's dunk. Alex Bregman, 31 years old, opts out of his contract with the Red Sox after 1 year. He had 2 years on there, and he turned it down, $40 million, $20 a year. He's a free agent, and that starts on Thursday at 5 o'clock in the major leagues.
Oh, that's when I can expect Kyle Schwarber.
There you go, to be a Red.
Yep.
Man, I forgot all about that.
He's going to be a Red.
Walt Weiss, bench coach for the Braves, old shortstop for them, for the Rockies too. Been the bench coach from 2018 to 25. Takes over for the Atlanta Braves. I know we have some Braves fans that listen. Was it just a anomaly last year that the Braves weren't better than they were? Or
yeah, probably so. Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Braves they have the talent to be able to compete. By the way, last night, that kept coming on the bottom of the screen. Breaking news. Walt Weiss, named manager. I was like, is that really breaking news?
It's just news.
It's just news.
It's sports news. It's not breaking news. Unless you're a Braves fan that was really ticked off about this year, thinking you might win a division and you were never in it. You were 20 games out most of the year. One thing I did want to bring up real quick, I love talking about Clemson and Colorado. That's how I ended the show yesterday. Clemson's 3-5. They've got 4 games left. To get to 6-6, they have to win 3 of the 4 games. Would you ever thought over the last decade that Clemson would be trying to get to 6-6 to be bowl eligible?
No.
What bowl they going to be in?
No. I mean, it's been really bad, but also at the same time, hasn't it been really enjoyable to watch from afar?
Yes.
I've loved it.
Because Dabo is so he's supposedly such a great guy, but he's so arrogant about the program.
Yeah.
We don't have to do this. We don't have to do it that way. And now they're getting their butt kicked, and it's by everybody in the ACC. And I know we talked yesterday about Louisville playing them on Friday night. That game Louisville cannot give up with the ACC.
Is that this Friday?
No, it's they play Duke this week, right?
Okay. I'm not sure. Haven't even looked at the college football slate.
I don't have it in front of me. Don't have enough time to look it up. Hey, the Pelicans are 0-7, and the Brooklyn Nets are 0-6. Just want to leave you on that note. The Thunder still have not lost for the second straight season. They're 7-0. I'm sorry?
Have the Bulls lost?
I only jotted down the losers and the teams that
I know they were the last undefeated team in the Eastern Conference, which is crazy.
Yeah, we'll talk. I'll check on that, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. But hey, I've appreciated everything you've done for me the last 2 days, Scoot. This has been fun. I'm usually in that other chair over there. I'll be in here tomorrow, and John will be here the next 3 days. So you're listening to the Big X, Beers Without Sports. We'll see you tomorrow.